If you want to support your Kansas City Nidokings, get a shirt with the logo slapped on it and put it on your body. It's pretty cool. Link on the screen and in the description below. What are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to Kansas City Nidokings, and today we have our IBL Season 4 Week 6 Team Prep versus Wamar in the Miami Infernapes. Now, I'm going to be going over the team that I built. This team was, like, basically entirely built by me, with little to no help at all. First up, I should go off on his team. His team is Kyron Black, Cresselia, Heracross, Silvally, Mega Pidgeot, Magneton, Moltres, Gligar, Vileplume, Barbaracle, and Rotom Frost. So it's a very all-over-the-place kind of team. It's... I don't know, there's just so many different sorts of things on the team that it doesn't seem super cohesive. Anyways, yeah, I really like the team that I ended up building for this week. And, as I said, Eric helped me a little bit with one of the sets. The rest of them, I did it all on my own. Anyways, yeah, so we'll get going here. First up, we have Megan Foxy Altaria with Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Outrage, and Return. So another D-Dance set, and the reason for that is because literally D-Dance Outrage runs over his team. He does not have a Fairy type, so he has no immunity. I guess Silvally Fairy would be it. And he has no resistance other than Magneton. So overall this thing is a monster, and it's going to run through his squad. I built... Let's see, what did I build to outspeed exactly? I believe that I built to outspeed a Adamant Heracross. I think that was the original plan, because there's not much else that Megan Fox really could outspeed that it would need to. The problem is I built this team a while ago, so I don't exactly remember everything, why I did what I did. Okay, I remember now. This thing is built after one Dragon Dance to outspeed his entire team, and it was specifically one Scarfed Pokemon. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but maybe it's not even for a Scarf, maybe it's just to outspeed Mega Pidgeot. But after one Dragon Dance, this thing will outspeed his entire team. That was what I did for that. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. I don't think there's really much else to say. Earthquake hits a lot of his team for super effective damage, hits a lot of stuff for neutral. Blueberry absolutely demolishes Magneton, does a good amount to Barbaracle and some to Vileplume, and it's just kind of there. It takes care of that thing that Outrage and Return don't really take care of. Outrage, as I said, runs through his squad. He's got one resistance, and Return as well. He has, I think that same Pokemon is his resistance to, well, I guess the Vileplume. So Vileplume too, and Moltres, but still, Megan Fox is going to have a field day. I really hope that's what happens, because matchup-wise, when it comes to me in battling, I'm never really, like, confident in that we have a good matchup and we're gonna do well. This week is the only week I've ever been like that, because I feel like that just my couple sweeping threats will just absolutely demolish his entire team, and we will be good to go. And yeah, max attack, just so this thing hits him like a truck. I fuck up the HP thing again. He doesn't have a ton of Stealth Rockers, so I'm not going to even worry about that. There's no point getting one Pokemon regen, because I made such a silly little mistake. Anyway, it really doesn't matter that much. Maybe I did fix it, and it got genned to have the correct things, because I feel like I remember changing that. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyways, that is Altaria Forest. Next up, we have Bert the Sock, holding the Choice Band with Sturdy. Close Combat, Earthquake, Ice Punch, Knockoff. This entire moveset destroys his entire team. Knockoff will be really good to get rid of a possible Scarf on the Kyurem, or make the Magneton less bulky with getting rid of its EV-Light. Yeah, there's always the possibility of the burn, though, with the Moltres. And, some might wonder, can you knock a memory off of Silvally? I might look that up, because that'd be very interesting. But that does the point for having knockoffs, it does a ton to Cresselia. Nothing on his team really wants to switch into a knockoff, a choice banded knockoff. It's gonna just hit like a truck. Again, he's only got one resistance, being Heracross, and Heracross doesn't want to take it. That'd actually be good for Heracross too, so it can, you know, I don't know, get rid of a possible Scarf on that. So, that's really about it. Close Combat hits the majority for his team, for at least neutral, and it just also hits like a freaking truck. So, it's amazing. We have enough HP so that we have an odd number HP with max attack and an adamant nature. Enough speed just in case he decides to creep something, so that I will be 1 point ahead of him. If he speeds creeps to be one ahead of non-speed invested Sock, which would also be Nidoking and Suicune, I would outspeed that Pokemon by 1 point. Doesn't really matter, I just had that little bit of extra speed, and I'm like, you know, or a little bit of extra EVs, I'm like, you know what, let's do it. So, that's about it for Bert here. I'm kind of expecting him to have a big day here. Next up, we have the star of the last 2 weeks, Combo the Skuntank, holding leftovers with Stench once again, with Taunt, Toxic, Crunch, and Protect. This is the reason that it's different. This is the one I got help with. Now, I'm not someone who likes to be like a super stall, like only utility kind of player. That's just never how I've been, because I used to always play normal Wi-Fi rather than League for the majority of my career. Leftovers obviously give this thing HP back. Stench gives it that chance to flinch, which is nice for Crunch. This thing, I believe I built it to outspeed Cresselia. I think that's what we built to outspeed. I can't remember exactly what we did, but yeah. So Crunch hits as already mentioned, hits the majority of his team for at least neutral damage. And then I have Toxic Protect, which I do hate, but against Cresselia that's really helpful. Because that thing likes to do that itself. And then Taunt is mainly, I can use it against Cresselia and basically nullify it. I can use that against a Pokemon that might be trying to set up, or like, you know, something that would go for Stealth Rocks and whatever. Yeah, that's really about it. So, once again, I love this Pokemon. I do not think it's going to have its, like, you know, 3 and 4, like a 3-4 kill game, maybe not even one. Like it had the past 2 weeks, but, you know. This thing is a careful nature, because it's kind of going to be my special wall, because as I already said, it, like, walls Cresselia hardcore. Cresselia does get Dazzling Gleam, but the special defense on this thing will help it take it a lot better. It's only neutral as well. A lot of HP investment, so that I have an odd number of HP, but I also have a lot of health to go around. Then the last couple... Okay, so this thing speed ties with Cresselia, so... I don't know, whatever, doesn't really matter. That is if Cresselia is 95, because I forget. Oh, Cress is only 85. Cress is slower than I thought it was. Okay, so this thing speed ties with Kyurem Black. So, yeah, I don't know if we really care to do that on purpose or not. Yeah, that's about it for Combo. Pretty simple. He's a utility mon this week, which is different than obviously how we've done. And yeah, so next up we have Welkin the Nidoking, Team Captain, holding the Expert Belt with Sheer Force, Stealth Rock, Sludge Wave, Flamethrower, and Earth Power. Now, I needed rocks. I'll give you a hint, Skarmory isn't coming this week. Anyway, I just didn't feel like it worked, because he had a lot of things that could take it on very nicely. Sheer Force obviously boosts the power of its moves, so this thing hits super hard with all of these. With those 3 moves, he hits, I'm pretty sure, at least everything for neutral. He doesn't hit Gligar for super effective damage, but he hits Gligar super hard. I have something else for the Gligar anyway. He tears through Vileplume, does a shit ton to Kyurem with a Sludge Wave. Cresselia doesn't want to take a Sludge Wave because Cresselia is a physically defensive Pokemon. Heracross doesn't want to take any of them. Mega Pidgeot definitely doesn't want to take a hit because this thing has got bad defenses, but it's fast as hell, man. So anyway, yes, overall this thing just is a very nice sweeping Pokemon and a way to get at my Stealth Rocks, as well as, let's see, didn't he have something else for Poison Spikes that I could absorb? Maybe that was the Vileplume. I don't remember exactly. Maybe that was a week before, but not important. So, yeah. really about it. This thing is built to outspeed, what is it? Okay, so this, I built this thing to outspeed Adamant Kyurem, basically, which is max speed with an attack boosting nature. It's basically what I did, and I put the rest in HP, so this thing is an odd number HP, and then max special attack, so it hits really, really hard with its moves, all boosted by Sheer Force. So that is really about it for Vulcan. It's pretty simple. This guy's the bomb team captain. Let's see. I think he and Altaria have both 6, and Skuntank has 7, and Jolteon's like 5, so, and considering that nothing is updated, and I think I have the old document anyway, doesn't really matter. Anyway, we have we have, I think, 2 on the leaderboard. Actually, Nidoking or Jolteon, it's one of the 2, are just off the leaderboard, and then, Skuntank is on it, so. Anyway, I don't know why I mentioned that, but that's about it. Next up, we have Hawkins the Jolteon, holding Waterium Z with Volt Absorb, Volt Switch, Thunder, Rain Dance, and Hidden Power Ice. Now, I wanted to run Waterium Z. It doesn't really help any of his team out much. It actually hinders the Moltres very nicely. This thing also allows me to hit 100% Thunders, and I forget what Rain Dance gives me. I think it's like a special attack boost. I could be completely wrong. Hold on. It is speed. Okay. Okay. I'm not entirely sure why I put so much speed in if I'm going to use that, but it doesn't really matter. This thing is built to outspeed, max speed, Mega Pidgeot, and has a ton of special attack investment, the rest in HP, in timid nature, so I could feasibly outspeed it. The Volt Switch obviously gives me that pivot, and Gliggers would be the main issue when it came to the electric type moves, but Hidden Power Ice hits that thing extremely hard. I do not believe it can OHKO me with Earthquake, unless there's a decent amount of attack investment. This thing does have kind of bad defense, but I think that's really about it for Hawkins. Pretty simple. We've only brought 1 Z Crystal in the season before, and that was on Nidoking. It was Ground DMZ, and I never ended up getting it off. We still won that. That was week 2, I believe. So, anyway, pretty cool stuff. Next up, and finally, we have Azura the Suicune. We're holding Leftovers of Pressure, Ice Beam, Calm Mind, and Toxic. Alright, so this thing has a good amount of special attack investment. I don't remember, I think we count to see that Scald would 2-ko something. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was Ice Beam against Mega Pidgeot, or maybe we put enough to OHKO Mega Pidgeot with the Ice Beam. Anyways, this thing is a bulky monster, a ton of HP investment, so it has an odd number HP with a lot of defense, so this thing can be very bulky. Modest nature, because I don't really need, didn't really want to run bold, and this thing hits super hard. I actually want to run a little calc quick and see if my prediction was correct on it. Ice Beam is a 2-ko. I don't remember exactly what we calced to 2-ko, but specifically we built it for this to do that. Maybe it was Gligger, actually. Yes, that's what it was. It was built to has a chance to kill Gligger. So pretty cool stuff. Yeah, that's really about it. This thing is a kind of a Crocoon, mixed Crocoon, because I didn't really want to run Toxic Protect on another Pokemon, which I was already doing that a combo, and it was just like, I don't really want to. That's kind of, like, to me, it just seems stupid. No, not stupid, but I don't know. I hate Stall. Stall is like my least favorite thing in Pokemon. Especially ever since I lost a match due literally to a Blissey that had no attacking moves that had to PP Stall my Empoleon. See if you can guess what game that was. Anyways, guys, that's where we're going to be getting this. Really hope you enjoyed. If you did, appreciated. I'm fairly confident for this week, in all honesty. I have a couple of Pokemon that run through his team, and an offensive pivot in Hawkins, and I think that we could go to 5-1 after this week, so pretty cool stuff, guys. Anyways, I really hope you all enjoyed. If you did, like, appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe for more, and let's go.